Good day everyone. Today our group will be presenting about Dr. Mahathir's contribution in economic transformation. Firstly, who is Dr. Mahathir Mohamad? He was the 4th and the 7th Prime Minister of Malaysia, serving the country for 22 years and set the record for the Southeast Asia's longest-serving Prime Minister. Dr. Mahathir was born on 10 July 1925 in Kampung Seberang Perak, Alustar, Kedah. Then he set up his own clinic called Mahathir Clinic after he left the government service as medical officer back in 1957. After 17 years, he was appointed as Malaysia's Minister of Education when he won the election at Kubang Pasu seat unopposed. Later on, Dr. Mahathir was made Deputy Prime Minister and took on the post of Minister of Trade and Industry in 1978. Lastly, he became the UMNO's president and the 4th Malaysia's prime minister in 1981 due to Tun Hussein on health issues. The need for more and better jobs remained a top development priority as a source of income and a means of raising productivity of society. Achieving economic transformation that balances competing economic, health, environmental, and social demands will be a critical policy choice for governments. In this video, we will look at the 4 contributions of Dr. Mahathir in economic transformation. The launch of Proton, Malaysia's first national car, was first presented the Made in Malaysia car to the cabinet back in 1979. In 1982, the project was approved and was founded in 1983. The first car, Proton Saga, was launched as the result of partnering with Mitsubishi Motors. In 1989, Proton Saga and Proton Saga Aerobatic hatchback was exported to the United Kingdom and set the record for the fastest-selling make of new car ever to enter the UK. As Mahathir had envisioned, Proton did serve its purpose beyond making affordable cars, as it catapulted the nation's entire economy with a series of new manufacturing and engineer-driven industries.
Malaysia ranks high among the first few developing countries that launched a large-scale program of privatization of public enterprises. Malaysia's privatization policy was first announced in a national policy statement made by Dr. Mahathir in March 1983. Malaysia's privatization policy marks a new approach to development and aims to complement other national economic policies. This approach is based on a belief in the superiority of market forces over administrative fiat in achieving economic efficiency. It is a strategy which involves the withdrawal of government involvement with the aim of encouraging greater freedom, competition, efficiency, and productivity. The prime examples include the privatization of Telekom Malaysia, Plus Expressway, and Malaysia Airlines.
The Look-East policy was introduced by Dr. Mahathir Mohamad back in 1982. This policy designed to steer Malaysia toward rapid economic development by adopting and learning from the successful models of Japan and South Korea. These nations were chosen for their remarkable post-war economic recovery, technological advancement, and cultural values. The goals of the Look-East policy. Firstly, for industrial and technological development, to enhance Malaysia's industrial base by learning from Japan and South Korea's industrialization processes. Next, to foster collaboration in technology transfer, skills development, and research. Secondly, for economic partnership, to strengthen trade and investment ties with East Asian nations, and encourage joint ventures and foreign direct investment from Japan and South Korea into Malaysia. Next, the implementation strategies. Firstly, education and training. Thousands of Malaysians were sent to Japan and South Korea for higher education and industrial training. Partnerships were formed with Japanese and Korean institutions to enhance technical and vocational education. Secondly, industrial collaboration. Malaysia invited Japanese and Korean companies to set up operations in the country, especially in sectors like electronic, automotive, and heavy industries. Lastly, policy realignment. Align Malaysia's industrialization strategy with Japanese models, particularly in creating industrial parks and export-oriented industries. The outcome of the Look East policy. Firstly, economic growth. Malaysia experienced rapid industrialization in the 1980s and 1990s, emerging as one of the Southeast Asia's fastest-growing economies. The second outcomes of the Look East policy is skilled workforce. The policy contributed to a more skilled and disciplined workforce. Many graduates trained in Japan and South Korea become key drivers of Malaysia's economic development. The third outcome is stronger East Asian tie. The policy deepened Malaysia's economic and cultural relations with Japan and South Korea, leading to increased trade, investment, and cultural exchange.
The ASEAN financial crisis was a major economic crisis that began in July 1997 and affected many countries in East and South Asia. It was triggered by the collapse of the Thai baht and spread rapidly, causing severe economic problems in the countries like Thailand, Indonesia, South Korea, and Malaysia. During the ASEAN financial crisis 1997 until 1998, Malaysia Prime Minister Dr. Mahathir Mohamad chose a unique approach to protect the country's economy. Instead of following IMF advice, he implemented the following key measurements. Firstly, fix the ringgit value. Dr. Mahathir pegged the Malaysian ringgit to US dollar at RM3 ringgit 80 cents to stop wild currency fluctuation caused by speculators. Secondly, introduce capital control. Dr. Mahathir restricted the movement of money in and out of the country to stop foreign investors from pulling out their funds quickly. Dr. Mahathir also rejected IMF help. Unlike the other countries, Malaysia didn't borrow money from the IMF to avoid strict conditions like budget cuts and high interest rates. Dr. Mahathir Mohamad also increased the government spending instead of cutting out spending. He focused on boosting the economy by funding projects and supporting business. This bold step helped Malaysia recover quickly, with its economy bouncing back by the 1999. Through controversial, Dr. Mahathir's decisions are seen as a strong defense of Malaysia's economy during the crisis.
There are two impacts of Dr. Mahathir's contribution until today, one of which is rapid economic growth. In general, the privatization policy seems to have been implemented quite successfully, and it can be said that it has facilitated the extraordinary recovery of the Malaysian economy, especially after 1989. This has not only increased the rate of investment in the economy, but has also increased the development of the basic infrastructure required for industrial growth.
Here are the evidence of technological advancement of the Look East policy. The first evidence can be seen in industrial and technological development. Under the Look East policy, Malaysia collaborated with Japanese companies to establish Proton, the national car company, in 1983. This was a significant step in developing Malaysia's manufacturing and technological capabilities. Japan provided the technology and expertise needed for car manufacturing, laying the foundation for Malaysia's automotive sector. Second evidence is under education and human capital development. Establishment of technological institutions. Malaysia established institutions like the Malaysia-Japan International Institute of Technology, MJIIT, to promote Japanese-style technical education and research. The third evidence is infrastructure and urban development. The Look East policy inspired the development of advanced transportation system in Malaysia. For instance, Japan's expertise in rail technology influenced Malaysia's planning for projects like MRT and high-speed rail systems. Lastly, manufacturing and automation. Industrial zones like Penang's Free Trade Zone benefited from Japanese and Korean investment, bringing cutting-edge technology and boosting Malaysia's export-oriented industries.
The impact of privatization during era of Tun Mahathir Mohamad's tenure can be further emphasized with clear evidence. Firstly, the reduction in government financial burden. The partial sale of equity in government enterprises yielded 8.6 billion ringgit, providing a substantial one-time boost to government finances.
Secondly, increased corporate tax revenue. Privatized entities contribute more to corporate tax collection, reflecting their improved profitability and efficiency post-privatization. Next, empowerment of Bumiputra participation. Privatization aligned with the new economy policy by increasing Bumiputra participation in the corporate sector contribute to socio-economic equity. In conclusion, this evidence underscores the success of privatization in Malaysia under Tun Mahathir Mohamad, highlighting its role in reducing government financial burden, fostering economic efficiency, and empowering Bumiputra participation. Additionally, privatized entities strengthen Malaysia's corporate sector and stock market, contributing to the country's overall economic growth and modernization.